Craig Taylor. I am a TACP. I've been in the military for 12 years. Grew up in Arkansas, a little town called El Dorado. It's about 2 hours north of Shreveport. Life when I was growing up was awesome. I was always in trouble. Ask my mom. It was never a day that went by that I wasn't in trouble. I grew up with two brothers. My parents had my last sibling, which is my little sister, when I was 15. So grew up with mostly boys. We were always outside, especially me and my younger brother. Anything outside, outdoors, going through the woods or climbing in trees, breaking bones. It was normal to us. Originally, came in the military, didn't know what I wanted to do. Came in TACP. It ended up being the greatest and worst decision of my life. It has broken me in more ways than I can say. Body-wise, I've broken my neck. Initially was on a jump down at Fort Polk. Messed my neck up. I actually thought that I had just strained a muscle, like it wasn't that bad. 2-3 months later, they were like, no, you need to go get surgery. So I went and got surgery on that. Fast forward 3 years to the second instance that brought me to actually where I am presently today, which is a military vehicle accident while deployed in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. Broke many bones in my spine. Still 9 months post that vehicle accident, and I'm still healing, but we're going in the right direction, and that's what I'm at Barksdale for, is to continue rehabbing my body, getting it back to where it needs to be, so that eventually they can either put me back to work or put me out of the military. So with the initial accident, I had 2 discs in my neck that slipped, that were protruding into the spinal canal, just barely touching the spinal cord. With this instance in 2018, back in January, I broke 13 bones in my spine, from about C3 all the way down to T6, and then T11 and T12. Along with that, I had a laceration to my left side of my head, a fractured skull, a partially collapsed lung, and all the other things that come with getting hit in the head really hard. So TBI was a big one. Then I suffered from PTSD. There's 2 big things that have helped me move forward. One is knowing God had a plan. You kind of lose sight of that when it's happening to you, but He does. The second thing is that my family's one of the strongest families in the world. If they weren't, there's no way we would be where we are today. That kept me going through, and is still getting me through everything that we continue to go through. Some of the lingering effects, one would be memory loss, or loss of concentration. Pain is a constant. Every morning I wake up, first thing I got to do is take a hot shower, just loosen up, get relaxed, and then go about the day. I don't know specifically, but I really hope that I'll be able to help veterans, to bring awareness to PTSD, to depression, anxiety, things that before this latest accident, like I didn't even know about. I mean, you hear about them, but you don't know about them unless you are really going through it. So just being there for people, if they have a phone call that they make late at night and they're just needing somebody to talk to. I would like to go back home and start doing hunts for wounded warriors and Purple Heart recipients, so that they can get out in the outdoors and see what it can do to me. If I could say anything to anybody that would be dealing with a life-altering situation like mine, first it would be stay strong. There's always an end, no matter if it's in sight or not. 2, focus on yourself a little bit. Maybe not all the time. Some people have a mechanism that all they want to do is help others. That kicks in really when they're in just a rough place, and you can't really do that unless you yourself are getting the help you need. So allowing yourself to help yourself is huge in any situation, especially something as life-altering as at least what I went through. And then third, don't get wrapped up in the small things. You see yourself every day. Change happens daily in people that are going through things like this. And if you get wrapped up in the small things, you're going to miss the daily changes that you're not seeing, but everybody else is, which can lead down a very dark road if you don't see those and you're 8 months down the road or what have you. But to reiterate, just really stay strong, stay focused.